Hello, good morning students. Today we are going to discuss new topic public sector. In this chapter we will discuss reasons for the growth of public sectors in India, problems of public sector enterprises, etc. The growth and development of public sector in India is of recent origin, particularly after the political independence of India in 1947. More precisely, after the Industrial Policy Regulations 1956 or commencement of the second five-year plan 1956. उसके पहले virtually there was no public sector enterprise. There were some state departments like railway, post and telegraph, aircraft, etc. etc. But the real development of public sector starts after the planning period or during the planning period. So in this lecture, we will discuss what are the causes or what are the reasons for the development of public sector in India. First is socialist pattern of society. In December 1954, we have accepted socialistic pattern of the society. It means production का objective प्रॉफिट मोटिव नहीं है. क्यों प्रोडक्शन करना है हमें? द फ्यूचर लाइन ऑफ एक्शन, उसका जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो प्रॉफिट. वी वर नॉट गाइडेड बाय प्रॉफिट मोटिव बट वी वर गाइडेड बाय सोशल गेन. सोशल गेन. द मेजर decisions regarding production, exchange, distribution must be taken by the state, the public sector. And our, in other words, what can we say? That our aim was to benefits of economic development must be accrued to less privileged sections of the society, or there should be progressively decline of income inequality. Economic growth का advantages किसको मिलना चाहिए? Poor को. Income inequality should be reduced. For achieving all these conditions, the commanding sectors, the strategic heights must be owned, controlled and managed by public sector. And this is the most important reason why there is a rapid expansion of public sector in India during the planning period. In the earlier videos, we already discussed that when we started planning, there were only 5 public sector enterprises and total investment was only 29 crore, and in 2016 the number has increased from 5 to 244 and investment is more than 10 lakh crore, about of course more than 15 lakh crore. So this is the achievement, this is the expansion of public sector in India. Second, development of infrastructural facilities. It is the precondition, it is the basic condition, or it is the essential condition for any economy, underdeveloped economy or developing economy. There should be rapid expansion or development of infrastructural facilities. Transport and communication, power generation, irrigation facilities, education, training and research, etc. These infrastructural facilities should be developed. It is the basic condition of economic development. मगर problem क्या था? When we started planning, private sectors had not adequate resources to develop these infrastructure facilities. On the other hand, they have not also shown any inclination towards developing of these infrastructural facilities. So obviously, who has to take the responsibility? The government, the state. Therefore, these all facilities were initially developed in public sector enterprise. This is also one of the important reasons for the development of public sector enterprises. Third, building up of a strong industrial base. We have already discussed this point in industrialization, that महालनोबिस का मॉडल क्या कहता है कि अगर आपको इंडस्ट्रियली डेवलप होना है तो आपका इंडस्ट्रियल बेस स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए. अगर आपको कार का प्रोडक्शन करना है तो पहले आपको कार बनाने वाली मशीनरी का प्रोडक्शन करना. मशीन बिल्डिंग इंडस्ट्रीज मस्ट बी डेवलपमेंट. टू बिल्ड अ साउंड इंडस्ट्रियल बेस, you have to develop certain industries like heavy engineering, heavy chemicals, fertilizers, iron and steel, aluminum industries, oil and gases, etc. etc. अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या था कि these industries, on the one hand, these industries require huge initial investment with long gestation period. क्या period? Long gestation period. What do you mean by gestation period? The time lag between investment and return. Because these industries have very long maturity period. मतलब आज आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे तो आपका उसका रिटर्न 15 years 20 years के बाद भी मिल सकता है. Okay, so who should take the responsibility? यहाँ भी वो प्रॉब्लम था कि our private sectors have not enough resources, adequate resources to make investment in these industries. और वो लोग क्या है, they have generally guided by quick profit motive. Private sectors generally would like to make investment only in those areas by which they can get quick profit. This is the reason all these industries generally developed in public sector enterprise. So हमारा इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट और पब्लिक सेक्टर का डेवलपमेंट दोनों साथ में चला. Okay, most of these industries have been developed in public sector enterprise. Of course, it is true after 1991, private sectors are also taking interest in developing of such industries, and they have also developed. But up to 1991, these industries generally developed in public sector. Second, to raise resources for economic development. This is also one of the reasons for the development of public sector enterprises. If public sectors are properly managed, they can earn profit and their profit can be reinvested. Plowback policy, reinvested for development of this industry, or this profit of such industries can be used for the development or expansion or diversification of other industries. This was the objective. In short, the objective of capital formation. What is capital formation? Capital formation refers to the increase in the stock of real capital in an economy during an accounting period. Capital accumulation, synonym word, और नेट इन्वेस्टमेंट. अगर पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस प्रॉफिट अर्न करेंगे तो उसका प्रॉफिट हम लोग अदर सेक्टर के डेवलपमेंट के लिए भी यूज कर सकते हैं. सो प्रॉफिट ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइज कैन बी यूज्ड प्रॉपरली. और वी हैव आल्सो एस्टिमेटेड projected profit in 11th plan about 11,85,000 and in 12th plan about 20 lakh crore. However, most of the public sector enterprises are not working as per the expectation, but this was the objective, one of the objectives for the development of public sector enterprise. Okay? To raise resources for economic development. Achieving the desired pattern of resource allocation. Simple. हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है there are three problems of economy: what to produce, how to produce, and whom to produce. The what to produce problem indicate क्या करता है कि no country can produce all goods and services required by its society. So we should produce only those goods and services which satisfy the needs of the larger section of society, mass. मगर प्राइवेट सेक्टर में क्या है? प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स आर प्योरली गाइडेड बाय प्रॉफिट मोटिव. So they don't work as per the priority or preferences of the nation. They make investment only in those areas by which they can get quick profit, more profit. So production of luxurious goods, production of semi luxurious goods increase होता रहेगा. अगर ऐसा increase होगा तो क्या होगा? It leads to mal allocation of resources. Okay, it distorts the pattern of investment because certain important areas are neglected by private sector enterprises. तो उसकी responsibility कौन लेगा? Public sector. It is the public sector who has taken the responsibility of making investment in essential areas which were neglected by private sectors. Okay, this is the reason most of basic and heavy industries have been developed in public sector enterprises. Most of infrastructural facilities have been developed in public sector enterprises. Next, reducing regional disparity. यहाँ भी same है. Public sectors, private sectors guided by profit motive. So they generally don't want to make investment in economically backward areas. अगर एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट के पास दो ऑप्शन है, either he can make investment in Gujarat or he can make investment in Assam. Obviously, private enterprise will definitely select Gujarat. Okay? अगर ऐसा ही होगा तो प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा? Regional disparity or regional imbalances. This has been one of the most important problem of Indian economy. However, you can attract private investment by development of infrastructural facilities in backward areas, or you can make a tax holiday policy, incentives, etc. मगर हमने अर्लियर वीडियो में देखा है कि इतने एफर्ट्स के बावजूद जो ट्रिकल डाउन इफेक्ट है, ट्रिकल डाउन इफेक्ट, वो मतलब ट्रिकल डाउन इफेक्ट एविडेंस में नहीं है. मतलब इकोनॉमिकली बैकवर्ड रीजन्स are not able to attract private investment. So responsibility किसने ली है? Public sector enterprises ने. This is the reason why most of our public sector enterprises are developed in economically backward states, economically backward region. What was the objectives? How to reduce regional disparity or imbalances. सेम अदर प्रॉब्लम है हमारा रिड्यूसिंग इनकम इनइक्वालिटी, बिकॉज प्रॉफिट ऑफ प्राइवेट कंपनीज जनरली इट इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अमंग शेयर होल्डर्स और इट इज विथ द ओनर ऑफ द कंपनी, बट प्रॉफिट ऑफ public sector enterprises generally deposited accrued to the state exchequer. And the profit of public sector enterprises can also be used for the welfare of the weaker section of society. अगर हम profit को use करेंगे, so by using profit for the welfare of the people, we can reduce income inequality. Same, private sector is not making discrimination, price discrimination policy between poor people and the rich people. But public sector can make price discrimination policy, discriminating policy among poor and rich people. Okay? Poor को ज़्यादा सब्सिडी दे सकता है. रेलवे वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करता है. If railway is owned or managed by private sector, obviously वो discrimination नहीं करेगा. Okay? So this is also one of the reason why the facilities, utilities are developed in public sector enterprises. Okay, so these are all reasons why there is growth of public sector enterprises. First, socialistic pattern of society. Second, to development of infrastructure facilities, to build sound industrial base, strong industrial base. for capital formation, for raising resources for economic development, to achieve desired pattern of resource allocation, to reduce regional disparity, and last, to reduce income inequality. That's all for today. Thank you. Thank you very much.